Hello students, this is the third video, continuation of the previous video where we had discussed regarding representation of vectors. So the next topic we have types of vectors. The first one, unit vector. Definition you have to remember because in exam they can ask you the definition of the various vectors which have been given even in your textbook also. You can have a look on the textbook. It's page number 427. So in types of vector, the first one, define unit vector. Answer, you can say a vector whose magnitude is unity is called a unit vector. The unit vector is in the direction of vector A is denoted by A cap such that magnitude of A cap is equal to 1. So note to be remembered required for the numerical sums which further we will be discussing. We will be highlighting this once again. Just remember the formula. Unit vector is equal to vector divided by the magnitude of the given vector. That is, vector is given to us to find out A cap. To find out unit vector in the direction of vector A, the formula is A cap is equal to vector A divided by the same given vector's magnitude, length I mean. Same formula we can even take it as note number 2, that is any vector if I have to calculate, if I want to find out a vector, I can just transfer, I can just go for the rearranging of this formula, that is vector A is equal to its magnitude of vector A into A cap. That's unit vector. So overall, just now what we have discussed, to find out any vector, we require to go for magnitude as well as I should say it is direction. Both are required. Vector definition says accordingly. The next one we have zero vector. The question can be asked in exam. Define zero vector or define null vector. 1 mark question. So definition, a vector whose magnitude is 0. I repeat, magnitude, length is 0, is called a zero vector and is denoted by O and then vector symbol, which you say it as zero vector, null vector, whatever its direction. Of course, it will say here, zero vector, null vector may have any direction. Never say no direction. It should have direction. So answer should be here. It can have any direction. So next we have co-initial vectors. The word itself gives an idea. Initial point should be same. Initial, co-initial, initial. Have a look. So definition says 2 or more vectors having the same initial point are called co-initial vectors. So just have a glance here. This should be a definition and followed by, to understand co-initial vectors, here we have co-initial says vector A, vector B can make a direction, vector A, provided the direction is given here, this point, I'll call this as O, should act as initial point for vector A. Vector B, for this again, O should act as initial point. C, vector C, its again initial point is O. So because of the direction is given accordingly, the direction is given accordingly, the direction is given accordingly, all this direction gives you an idea that these all vectors have the same initial point. ಶುರು ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಇದೇ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇಂತ್ರ ಹಾಗಿದ್ದಾಗ vector A, vector B, vector C will be called, henceforth they are called as co-initial vectors. Whereas one more diagram I have given here, this direction shows that O is the initial point for vector D, whereas for C, some other point, I'll call this as P. P will act as initial point as the direction shows like this. So I should say that vector D and vector E, okay, are non-co-initial vectors as the initial point differs for both vectors, that is given vector D and vector E. The next one we have collinear vectors. Definition, once again, 1 mark question. 2 or more vectors are said to be collinear if they are parallel. Remember, the sufficient condition for this is they should be parallel to the same line irrespective of their magnitude and directions. So I have given here vector A is parallel to vector B, is further parallel to vector C. Lengthwise I can say here, this is the length given. Say maybe it's 3 centimeter, which of course we are not measuring, just I am giving example. This magnitude is of course more than 3 centimeter, maybe double of this, maybe we can expect 6 centimeter or 6 units I can say. And this again the magnitude, irrespective of magnitude and direction, you can see the direction of vector A. You can see its opposite now for the vector B. You can again find that vector A and vector C are having the same direction. But irrespective of directions, irrespective of length, if they are parallel to each other, parallel is sufficient word, then we can call these vectors as collinear vectors. Whereas here, we can very well make out vector D and vector E are not parallel. Length same irbodu, direction same direction of course they can't be same when they are not parallel also. Opposite is also not possible here. Then I should say these vectors are said to be non-collinear vectors. Next we have equal vectors. 2 vectors, vector A and vector B, are said to be equal if they have the same magnitude, same length, okay, and direction. Then they are called as, of course, the 2 vectors are equal, and it's written as with symbol vector A is equal to vector B. So you can make out here the lengthwise also they are same, direction is also same. So I can say that here vector A is equal to vector B. So the condition should be fulfilled. Lengthwise, magnitude wise they are equal and they should have the same direction. So this is the definition of equal vector. Now we move on for the next one we have negative of a vector. A vector which has the same magnitude as that of vector A and is opposite in direction is called the negative of vector A and is denoted by minus negative of vector A. If vector A is equal to AB vector, then negative minus of vector A is nothing but B should be. If A vector has been defined with A as initial, B as end point, then its negative vector will have the initial point as B and its ending point will be A. I given it accordingly. A is the initial point, B is the ending point for vector A, AB. Then negative with the proper symbol, B should act as initial and A should act as ending point. So note, magnitude of vector A is equal to magnitude of its negative also. So here we can go for next part. We can start with exercise 10.1.